Hello, Bashar.
And a you good day. What is your story?
My name's Kelly. I'm 22.
Oh, all right. That's part of your story.
Yes.
All right. This is a story about Kelly, 22. And what is Kelly's story?
And
It's a very emotional story. What is it emotional about? Take your time. What are you feeling?
what was that?
What are you feeling?
It's overwhelming. It's really exciting that,
Are you feeling love within yourself?
yes.
All right.
And I'm starting to realize,
That you deserve it?
yes,
Oh, all right. That's a nice story.
for a long time I felt empty and sad and
Yes. You told yourself a very empty story for a long time. But now you are telling a very fulfilling story.
yes. And
Yes.
part of it is as I'm growing and I'm starting to learn a lot.
Yes. Which is what growing is all about.
Yes. A lot of it is memories that I'm trying to
Not trying.
that I'm remembering.
Yes.
And I just
That
wanted
have to do with what?
with myself as a young girl,
Yes.
because I feel a lot of things I blocked out, and I started to forget who I was, and
All right.
because it was painful to think about it.
All right. But now you understand that you can invent yourself at every moment as a new person. Yes?
Yes.
And as you do so, the things that you're calling past memories actually have no longer any relevance for you because you're not that person anymore. Literally. They literally have nothing to do with you anymore if you choose to define yourself that way. Do you understand this concept?
Yes, but sure.
All right.
And every day
Yes.
I remember I spend time by myself, remembering myself as a child. Now that I'm now that I'm accepting and trying to get rid of those blocks. And one of
It's
them,
not about trying to get rid of the blocks. It's about investigating the belief systems that you've bought into and identifying those beliefs so that you can recognize that the beliefs that are out of alignment with your truth don't belong to you and you can let them go. You may have simply been given them by parents, by friends, by society, but once you identify them as someone else's beliefs, you will understand they don't belong to you and you can let them go because you don't want to carry what doesn't belong to you. You understand?
yes,
So let them go if they don't belong to you. Because once you understand they don't belong to you, they have no more effect on you. Because effect is only what you choose to be affected by. And if you have beliefs that are unconscious, you feel the effect because you're not aware of what the belief is. But once you know what the belief is, once you identify it, it no longer has an effect because you can recognize you no longer prefer it to have an effect. You're no longer choosing it to have an effect. And so it no longer does. Identification of the beliefs is key.
thank you. And one more is, as I'm remembering these memories of myself as a kid, a lot of them, they are exciting and I feel really happy when I think about it, but then in the end, I feel, at the end of that realization, I feel sad because it's
All right.
gone. And
Because it's what? You feel sad because it's what?
it's not gone. I know.
It will never go away. Remember that growth is the process of inclusion, not exclusion. You will always be aware of that as a possible experience, but you can understand you don't have to choose to buy into that experience as having anything to do with the you you're defining yourself to be now. Do you understand the difference?
Yes.
If you truly are a different person, if you truly define yourself as a new person, then linearly speaking, from a space-time perspective, if you truly have defined yourself as a new person, then wouldn't you as a new person have a different past? than the person that was there a moment ago?
Could you repeat that one more time?
Yes, I can. And for the first time, if you truly understand that you're defining yourself as a new person and understand clearly that when you do redefine yourself as a new person, that this is not just a metaphorical idea, that you literally are a new person, then linearly speaking, from your space-time perspective, every different person has a different history. So if you really are defining yourself as a different person than you used to be, then you have a different past. You have a different childhood. Define the childhood that belongs to the person you're defining yourself to be now as a young adult. You can define the childhood now. You create the past from the present, not the other way around. The past does not define the present unless you choose to create that illusion. But you're creating that illusion from the present because you only exist in the present. So any so-called past that you're remembering, you're actually creating the relationship to that idea now from the person you're defining yourself to be. So if you define yourself differently, you can actually know you've created a different past, a different relationship. So define the child you'd prefer to be, or in your language, define the childhood you would prefer to have had that is relevant for the person you're defining yourself to be now, and recognize that the so-called memories of the childhood you don't prefer belong to another woman. They don't belong to you. It's her childhood, not yours. Not yours, literally not yours. It's not about ignoring it. It's not about covering it up. It's about acknowledging it as the stepping stone that you were able to use to define who it is you preferred to be. And in so doing, the childhood she had helped you become the person you are that has a different childhood. That's the paradox. Is this making sense?
Yes.
So you, whoever you are now, never had that childhood, even though you can still be aware of those so-called memories, but those so-called experiences belong to her, not you. She's in another reality now. You're not her any longer. Literally. I don't care what you think you still look like in the mirror. That's just an illusion of continuity. You're actually a different person, literally, because person is an artificial construct. Personality is just composed of beliefs and emotions and thoughts and behaviors. It's a mask that the consciousness wears to have a physical experience. It's just part of the ego structure mask. Personality, when you change anything about your beliefs or your feelings or your behaviors or your thoughts, you actually change the person, literally, that you are. Even though you think you look the same, you're actually not the same person. You just look similar to her. That's all. Similar, because you're creating the sense of similarity. But in fact, as many people on your planet have already experienced, when you change yourself enough, when you know you've changed yourself enough, you can actually look so different, because you really are a different person, that some of your quote-unquote friends may actually not recognize you. Who are you? Oh, I didn't recognize. Why do you look so different? Because I am. I am a different person. Now, you have maintained a connection with those people in a manner. You've co-created a reality together with those friends so that you're interacting with a version in your reality, a version of those friends that contains the ability to recognize the difference. Were you to simply not need that experience, then you would simply be capable of changing enough. I'm just talking about a possibility here. You would be capable of changing your appearance to match the differences within you enough so that any of the people that the old person used to call friends would actually literally not recognize you when you walk by and wouldn't even say you look different. They just wouldn't know who you were. But you don't necessarily want to create that much detachment, so you maintain the idea of the version of them that will recognize the difference, but will also show you that you really have changed. You can use the friends as a reflective mirror in that way to prove to yourself you really are a different person by having them reflect to you that they almost didn't recognize you.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
But you really are a different person, literally. Take me literally. This is not a metaphor.
Yes.
It's not an analogy. Everything you change, every time you change, changes everything, literally. You are in an entirely different parallel reality as an entirely different person, if that's how you choose to define yourself to be. And you can know that whoever was here a moment ago, whoever she was, wish her well, bless her, give her unconditional love. But those memories of childhood are hers. They're not yours. Does that help you?
Yes. And one more thing.
Yes.
Part of my story.
Yes.
In my dream state,
Yes.
I have a reoccurring dream.
Yes. How exciting.
And
Do share.
I,
Yes. Do you need a hug?
I'm at the ocean and
Do you need a hug?
yes. I don't
Somebody give her a hug. No, there is nothing to apologize for. This is the process of discovering your beliefs. You see, you have been bold enough and strong enough to choose an event, an experience called experiencing a lot of emotionality so that I may recognize through these emotions what I believe to be true. Very bold, very strong, very exciting story. I'm on the edge of my seat. And so is the channel's body.
Okay. Thank
And
you.
so this reoccurring story is what?
I'm at the beach.
Yes.
And I see this tidal wave.
Yes.
And it's coming.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I usually it varies.
Yes.
Sometimes I feel really scared and I paralyze.
Yes.
But then the wave lands on me.
Yes.
And I just float with it. Like I feel like I'm gonna
Yes.
get hurt or something. But I go along into the wave.
And what happened then?
And then I wake up.
And then what happened? Don't you hear that a lot in stories? And then what happened?
Yes.
How exciting.
And
You
I'm
understand the symbology archetypally for yourself?
That's what I'm trying to understand, because sometimes
Water represents emotion. You said you're overwhelmed by your emotional feelings, the tidal wave. But if you go with the flow, you're all right. Your emotions can't smash you if you go with the flow. You won't be overwhelmed if you go with the flow. You'll be fine.
Thank you.
That's the story of the tidal wave. Does that help you?
Yes.
Then pleasant dreams to you in your new story.
Thank you, Bashar.
My, what a loud story.
Hey, Bashar.
And to you, good day. What is your story?
First, I have a story of gratitude to
All
you
right.
and your family.
Our story of gratitude to you as well.
Thank you. In my story, I know I've chosen the theme of soul awakening.
Well, that's true of many of you, actually.
Yeah, well, yeah,
But
I
your
recognize-
version of it is your story.
yes.
All right.
And many of
Congratulations.
other versions are here.
Yes, congratulations on such an exciting story choice. Soul awakening. How does it go? How does this story go for you?
Well, I'm still expressing gratitude. It's still a story of gratitude
Oh, all right. Thank you.
to finding within myself, because I know you are within myself,
Yes.
a great mentor and a true friend.
As you are to us. Remember, you're mentors to us as well.
Yes.
And so?
I've also attracted myself in this story
Yes.
to information about whom we on this earth call masters.
Yes.
Not masters of limitation. Well, yeah, they would be masters of limitation because they have mastered themselves and limitation.
All right. Yes.
They talk about Neptune and
Are you referring to the idea of the planet in your system or the archetypal God form?
well, I'm not exactly sure, but they say Neptune.
Yes.
Taking this on as much as I understand it,
Yes.
they talk about a civilization who composes the root race to humanity and whose teachings they now live by.
All right, but you understand there are no other indigenous physical life forms such as your civilization physically on any planets in your system.
Not physically, right.
They are talking about the idea of the connection of non-physical consciousness beings to different archetypal planets in your system.
Right.
Because the resonant vibration of those beings simply matches the resonant vibration of those planets as you have laid your system out archetypally.
Right.
All right.
So
they identify with them in that way.
right.
All right,
And their teachings.
All right, and so how does that archetypal story serve you? Why have you attracted yourself to this?
Because I want to live that story.
Which is, in a nutshell,
a
in
master.
25 words or less, pitch it to us. What's
to
that
live
story?
the story of mastery over self, mastery over limitation, to become a being who also projects and represents the world's spirit.
It is not mastery over self. It is
Mastery.
mastery of self.
Oh, right. Because it includes, right?
Yes. And you don't lose yourself. You will always be what you consider to be you, no matter how high you go.
No. I had no intention to convey the thought that I would lose myself because I must retain my essence.
We are
my
just more clearly delineating the definition that goes with the idea called mastery over self.
Yeah.
That implies within the definition that you lose the self. That's why mastery of self is more of an appropriate way to define it, because then it's all inclusive and you don't lose the self-identity.
This and that.
Yes, this and that, not this or that, this and that.
Okay. As far as the identifying with those teachings,
Yes.
and I know I can use my own synchronicity to attract them, but
Well, you
however-
always do.
Yes.
And so,
Could you throw me a bone?
a thigh bone, an arm bone, what kind of a bone?
A bone of information
About what?
about these teachings.
But you haven't shared your story about it yet. How does it resonate for you? So that we can throw you the bone that resonates to your particular interpretation of the story. Put it out there and you'll get something back.
Well, I'm living my story.
Pitch us the story that attracts you. Why are you attracted to this particular resonant story?
Because it represents
Yes.
my ultimate beauty as a being experiencing physical reality.
But what are the specifics of this story that do that for you? What are you specifically resonating to in terms of the structure of this story? What are the elements in the story?
To become a being that expresses compassion and is removed from suffering.
Removed? You mean you're not choosing to suffer?
Right.
All right, well then don't choose to suffer.
Anyway.
Do you want the story to be more complicated than that?
No.
All right. Well, I've just thrown you a bone. Don't choose to suffer. Don't choose to identify any experience you have as suffering. And you won't experience it that way. Can it be that simple?
Of course.
Does that help you?
Yes.
Does that answer your question?
Well, I wanted to know if
Yes.
there are any physicalized information about these teachings that they have represented in the story.
Are you looking for a permission slip?
Yeah.
A
I am.
physical permission slip? Well, hasn't your imagination come up with something that's a physicalized representation of these teachings?
Not that I have currently.
Well, why don't you use your imagination to do so if that's what you want? Maybe you don't need one.
Are you talking about the idea of creating them?
If you want to
myself?
create a physicalized version or a physicalized representation of this particular permission slip of energy, you have the imagination to do so. If you haven't invented what you're asking for, maybe you don't really believe you need it.
Well, I imagine them to be in some sacred temple in the Far East.
Oh, all right.
Written on manuscripts.
All right. Then why not join them and write your own manuscript? And that will be your permission slip. Yes?
Of course.
Well, that was easy, yes?
It's always easy.
Yes. There you go. So write your story out in manuscript form if that's what it takes to represent that energy for you. If that's what it takes to resonate within your story, join them in what you imagine they're doing archetypally and become one of them and do what they do. Remember that by mirroring what you imagine is representative of that reality, you will then be expressing through physical action the vibrations of that reality. You will be a being in that reality, and thus then the things that are germane to that reality. Can
you define that a little? Germane, I don't really understand that.
Relevant.
All right.
But there was another connotation that you may discover later.
Yeah, because I noticed you broke it down in a very
Yes, I did.
particular way.
But that's going to be one of those funny little clues in your story that you're going to have to become a detective to discover.
A detection story, I love that.
All right. So go to your temple, write your manuscript, become a detective. You will see.
Yes, and I am doing my best to...
I know.
All right.
That's all you need to do.
Thank you,
Thank you.
teacher. We love you.
Our unconditional love to you as well.